Hello and welcome, race fans one and all, as we head on down here to North Carolina, where we got some short track racing action for all of y'all. Beating and banging door grinding action from Southern National here, where we're gonna have 22 cars try to survive this tiny little thing that they call a racetrack here at Southern National. And boy, oh boy, is this one, oh boy, get your drinking hats ready now. I'm just prefacing this, you know, it's gonna be a long one, but it's okay, because we're gonna sit back and have some fun watching these drivers go around here and try to survive here as we kick things off. Speaking of kicking things off, let's get this party started with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, these great NTRL races, Numtums Racing League, could not be brought to you without some fantastic support from some great sponsors such as JP Designs and 3D Prints. Go ahead and check them out for your iRacing paint schemes and button boxes and other 3D printing makes that you could possibly think of in your head, as well as Davidson builders on board here all season long. Up there in that northern New Jersey area, whether you're looking to put an extension on the house, maybe do some remodeling, man, go ahead and get the experts to do it for you, because you know you'll A, be happier, B, it's going to be less stressful, and C, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So if you're in that northern New Jersey area, be sure to get in contact there with Davidson Builders. Also, big thank you to Admin Box as well, the premier button box solution for race control admins, where at the push of the button they can throw cautions, they can do wave arounds, they can do black flags, they could even say, hey, Mr. English, you're driving like an idiot, you need to calm on down. So that's absolutely fantastic, and all just at the reach of the fingertips there with an easy to see button box. So thank you, Admin Box, and order yours here today, as well as big time thank yous here to TrackDogsRacing.com, your premier merchandising supplier for the Numtums Racing League. I was up on the website yesterday just kind of looking through some stuff, and they even have jerseys now. So if you want to feel like you know anything about that sports ball when you go to that sports ball event and watch all the dunks and touchdowns and home runs, man, go ahead and wear maybe a Numtums Racing League jersey on the way to that event, and people will be like, man, that's a cool jersey, where'd you get it? Well, you can tell them from TrackDogsRacing.com. You can also head on down to Trek Bar Media and give them some love over there as well, doing some of the best pictures and videos of sim racing, but also real life racing. You can see all their great videos on their website there, and be sure to hit them up with some likes and all the love that we know you guys can do. And we also have simgearcentral.com. Head on over there for some fantastic button boxes that have all the flip dials, levers, knobs, pretty much anything you can think of going on to a little button box to your side there for whatever sim that you may be playing, whether it's flight sim, truck sim, iRacing, anything like that. Be sure to head on over to simgearcentral.com to pick up yours today and use and let them know that, you know, NTRL and AAA Broadcasting sent you on over there to get 10% off your next order. As well as big thank you to Country Through the Ages, as always, for being the action replay sponsor here for these guys. As Country Through the Ages, go ahead and look up the history through a great timeline there that they put on their website of country music going from way back to where it is now, and boy, they do a fantastic job. So be sure to head on over to countrythroughtheages.com to have a look-see. And speaking of having a look-see, let's have a look-see at us. I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by my good friend Mr. Alan English. Alan, we are here at less than half of a mile track and Southern National, man. I was talking with some of the drivers before we got started here today, and boy, oh boy, they're all in agreement. This one's gonna be something.
It's gonna be rough out there. During the practice session, we saw a lot of cars out there just trying to get power down, coming out of 2 and coming out of 4. It's just incredibly difficult because of the way these cars are geared. They got a pretty low gear in them. So I mean, they're all that torque's trying to go to those back tires coming out of these turns, and they're sending it around. Yeah, this reminds me of, you know, the short track at your local short track at home that you go and watch racing on Saturday night. It's a lot different than what we usually see in this series, but I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good change. It's going to be something. We're going to find out for sure here in just a few minutes.
That indeed. And Mr. Adam Turner, we head on down to you down there on pit road, man. It doesn't get much closer than this to what, Friday night, Saturday night at your local track could be here at this 0.4 of a mile raceway. These ARCA cars, man, it just makes you want to throw it on back, 20, 30 years to head on down there, get yourself a corn dog, make sure you have a cooler full of beer, and just have a good time.
Well, yeah, like this is just like your regular local short track where you can bring your own booze, and if you can't, you just sneak it in. You put it in a Yeti cup, and then
there are ways.
Go to your truck. Walk back and forth. This is what it's going to feel like tonight because they're going to be beating and banging out here. Southern National. We don't come here often. I've only probably raced here myself once or twice, but it's really wide, fun short track stuff. But people are going to get angry, and as a matter of fact, they might be pissed at some point at somebody during this race. We got a lot of cars out here. It's going to be a lot of fun. 2 fast repairs only, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points. You're going to be disqualified, so that's huge. 85 on the track. It's a cool night, which should be nice.
That it should be, as we race here under the lights. Absolutely no threats of any kind of weather, whether that's just rain or maybe even lake effect snow, as we head on down here to look at tonight's key to the race. And man, it sounds simple, but it's so difficult. The drive to survive. Thank you, Netflix, by the way, for giving me that idea. As after talking with said drivers, I was talking specifically with Ricky Wittenberg as well. Man, you can send this thing in too hard and get loose. You can get too hard on the throttle on the exits and get loose. This is one of those tracks where if you survive and keep that car clean, he says you're probably getting a guaranteed top 5, if not a podium.
Yeah, it's consistency, being patient. Let your tires warm up after a new set's put on, or at the beginning of this race. I guarantee you, we're going to have some hot doggers out there that are, we get this thing underway, they're going to be in the gas so hard, trying to send that thing down into there on cold tires, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see if we're gonna have some spinners early.
Oh, we're gonna have something. You know these guys are gonna be aggressive, and the cold tires are definitely gonna come into play. You need probably 3 to 5 laps before you warm them up, and then 10 laps before you start destroying them. So it's hard to get in a sweet spot on a track like this.
Indeed, as we're down here now during a qualifying, some people out there putting some laps in, like right now the 13 of Chris Klein trying to get some good times on in here as he jumps up to the top spot right now. Still a couple people left to go. 15, 20, about 23 drivers all registered for this session. Oh boy. Woo, this one's gonna be fun, boys.
Well, what gets me is they don't have a spectator camera here at the track. I wonder, like I'm sitting in the bleachers watching. You know, a lot of tracks have that camera. This one does not have that option. Probably got it on your camera pack, but I don't have it on here.
I gotta.
That's kind of
It's going to be exciting wherever you're watching from at this point. It's a small track you can see from anywhere.
I think TV3 there, Mr. English, is probably gonna be your closest call, but that'd be like you wearing, like a monocle and zooming in on the action as well.
monocle, like Monopoly guy.
Yeah, why not?
No, the peanut guy. You look like the peanut guy, Mr. Peanut with the monocle.
Oh, okay. Different monocle wearer with a top hat. Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe you can be Mr. Peanut for Halloween next year. It'd be fun.
Well, while we're kind of sitting here waiting for some people to also rejoin this track to get some qualifying in, we thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Well, I got a big time special announcement for what is coming up on Monday. Oh, and that's just going to have to wait a second here as we take a look at Double O Joe Bennett heading on down there, putting in some laps right now, trying to climb up that leaderboard, get a good starting spot. Man, we kind of talk about it a little bit, boys, but these short tracks are kind of one of the only ones where you really want to qualify like good. You don't want to be in the middle. You really don't even want to be in the back. You want to be up at the front and know that all the action's just going to be sitting there behind you.
Well, and what's going to help with some of that is going to be the mandatory practice these guys had to do. Everybody had to do mandatory practice to grid a car here today. So these guys, they have made a few laps out here. I don't know how much practice they had getting onto this, this little pit road and all that. So we're going to find out as the night unfolds, who took that practice serious. But it's going to be different.
Mandatory practice? What is Fidel Castro here now? Is that what we're doing? Actually, that's probably a smart thing for a place like this. If you just come in here cold, it can get real ugly. So that's actually a good idea. I like that.
I want to thank the 48 as well. Zeth Hawley is race control tonight. So he'll be handling all the big calls up there in the booth. And it looks like we're about to grid.
That it does, doesn't it? As we head on down there to watch these guys all grid on up for tonight's beating and banging action. Let's go ahead and see where your favorite driver is going to be starting up here tonight. It's going to start us off with that 13 machine of Chris Klein all the way up at the front. The 6 of Steve Singer looks very quick here in practice. It's going to be starting in second. The 52 of Ricky Wittenberg will start here third with the 60 of Brian Neff. Having a Neff of it, he's going to start up here in fourth. Fifth, we're going to have the 62 of Rich Blake, as the 72 of Carson Conway is going to start on his outside. The 1 of Bogus, Derek Welch, going to be starting there at 7th. 15, Vince Short had a good week last week. Let's see if he can take something out of that hat here again tonight, starting here in 8th. We got the 76 of Jeff Ottinger, hoping to keep all those tires on there on the racetrack here tonight, starting in 9th. With Track Dog Racing Zone, Mr. Josh Bittner in the 84 machine, rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
That's 747 machine of Albert Anderson starting in 11th. 12th will be Cole Larson in the 19. Josh Kelleher in the 73 will be starting inside row number 7, and outside will be Robert Amaral in the 70. The double O of double O Joe Bennett starting in 15th, and outside row 8 there is the 34 of David Harden. Timothy Pope in the 728 did not qualify. He'll start in 17th. The rest of these guys did not qualify also. 751 Mike Adamson starts 18th. Toby Collins in the 24 machines starts 19th. Let's see. James Bowden in the 53. Hoytsma, Thomas Welch, and Tom Barish round out your field.
And there we go. That is everybody here racing with us tonight as the pace car is going to get ready to start driving away here. Looks like Seth Hawley in the race control booth. Look at that. We got some race control video feed here tonight, so you can probably watch him, and I'm sure I'm going to be watching that camera to see him just start shaking his head, grabbing his temples, maybe flipping a few people off. Who knows? You never know here, as we all have a good time. But thank you, Zets, for jumping on up there. Oh, we got people still sitting there on the track, not rolling out.
What is happening out there? Zeth Hawley's already beating his hand on the table. You know, he's like, what in the world is happening, guys? Get your act together.
Was the cars that spread out? They spread out a whole lap?
I think people were maybe taking a quick second to get back to their rig. So this is gonna take a second to get looped around here, guys. As the pace car able to drive through those guys sitting down there on the racetrack, able to figure things.
Well, Derek Welch wanted to send a shout out to Premier Setup Shops for providing the setup for tonight's race because they didn't have a good one here. So thank you, Premier Setup Shops, for doing that.
A couple more laps to green. I think Seth Hawley made the right call. Let's just stack back up. We're still spread out, trying to catch up, figure this out.
Yeah, and you know what? That's one of those things that we always kind of comment on. You know, iRacing is a fantastic simulator. Don't get us wrong. We kind of crap on it occasionally for netcode issues or anything like that. But it does a fantastic job offering a great racing experience at like a 100th the price of what it would be like for you to try to get your own car, go out to the track, you know, all that stuff. So these short tracks, though, it seems to be its most difficult thing to try to provide here and has the most issues, but that's okay as we're green flag racing for the first time here tonight with that 13 out in front, the 6 jumping on down right behind them here. We got some side-by-side action between the 72 and the 52. Wittenberg and Conway going side-by-side here into turns 1 and 2, quickly making laps here tonight. 210 in total at a little bit less than half a mile here tonight, so about 105 miles in total. There we go.
Yellows out. 34's around on the front stretch.
I don't think he hurt anybody but himself.
I don't think he did.
That's what you were talking about, putting power down. Coming out of where was he there?
Turn 4. Yeah, he's coming out of 4. Self-spin.
Oh, it looks like he was also kind of down on. There's really not an apron here. There's just kind of like a point in the track where it just starts to flatten on out, and it looks like his tires were kind of down there. But yeah, his a little too much go-go pedal there for the 34 of David Harden.
It's no big deal right there.
No,
we just go to the back and nobody got harmed, so that's good. Let's just get this thing under control. Tires are still kind of cool. I mean, so let's warm them up, get some good laps in, and start ripping this thing away.
You're right about that TV3 camera. It's like you're sitting at the track, sitting up in the score box or something. Pretty awesome.
TV3, that's my buddy up there. Bill is shooting that video. We're gonna have to give him a couple cold beers after this one.
Yep, that indeed. As we take a look down, we did see there that 00 Joe Bennett, he has a face camera up here tonight. We also have Mr. Vince Short out there. Let me make sure I get the thing up, having his race camera on up. Also talked about race controller Seth Hawley there. One of these days, we needed to open up this thing so then, you know, as we know, like Anderson, Stubbs, you know, there's like big followings for some of these guys. Get them up there on the face cam, so we have like a fan face cam, a fan cam.
Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is have like a webcam. They cost like $12 at your damn dollar store. Get you one. Brown can help you figure out how to hook in, and
Just send a link. That's all you do.
just a little link, and it's pretty neat how it works. So, although mine, you gotta have a decent computer. Mine's a little laggy, guys. I know. Freezes up.
Don't even need a computer. You just need a phone.
That's true too. I'll be damned. Man, everything's in your hand now.
You ain't kidding. As the lights on the pace car turn off, we go back to green flag racing here side by side as the 6 and the 13 beat and bang their way down through turns 1 and 2. Now down the little back straightaway here as they head on down 3 and 4. The 60 of Brian Neff trying to make some moves, dives up underneath that 6. Well, the 13 is going to stay there for time being as they remain side by side here all throughout this field. You got bumper grind in action. You got the 76 Jeff Ottinger right now in that big ass fans machine side by side with the number 1 of Derek Welch trying to tuck in behind that 62 of Rich Blake. Not quite clear though as the action continues to heat on up. The 84 Josh Bittner side by side with the 15 of Vince Short right now, but battling for a top 7 spot as the 6 of Steve Singer able to break clean away from that 13 as now the 13 dealing with the 60 of Brian Neff up underneath him here.
Yeah,
My car's. Go ahead.
getting after it. No, they're getting after it though. Is what I think we're in the same talking point right there. Boydsma Collins, looks like Toby Collins is trying to pass Pope in the 728. What is Pope doing in the back here? Is he just trying to have fun? Is he trying to work his way up?
Josh Bittner spinning on the front stretch, yellows out again, right there at the start finish line. Getting power down, coming out of 4. That looks like this. That looks like the spot.
Yeah, he called it. He just said, "Give himself an EOL. He's an idiot." That's what he said. I didn't say that, but he did kind of the same thing. Wasn't low, was high.
Well, that could happen to anybody. I mean,
yeah, it's a tough track, man. Tough.
And what's the saying? Anybody can have talent and anybody can lose it, and that's what happened for a split second there with that 84 Josh Bittner, just getting those rear tires loose a little bit. But it also looked like he was going pretty hard into that corner as well, sending it on in and deep. When talking with Ricky, he was saying, man, you can really kind of dirt track your way around this thing where if you go in too hard and don't get on those brakes enough, you're already sideways. It's not like a normal racetrack where if you go in hard, you just push out to the wall. You start actually going around.
yeah, the binders are going to be getting a workout tonight here. Yeah, the great thing about that, though, Bittner able to get on the brakes quick enough, lock them up, slide to a stop before he came in contact with that inside wall. So not a lot of runoff room here, and but we're also not doing 180 miles an hour this week either. So
Yeah,
great
nobody's
job by Bittner to get that thing
We've
shut.
had 2 cautions and nobody's torn up their car, so I think that's a win so far. They're feeling this track out with other cars on the track, so it's pretty tough with traffic.
Well, Brown, you do get like a 2x for losing control or something, don't you? If you stand.
Yes and no. Like Josh there probably did. It's a weird calculation that iRacing does here as the pace car coming on back down into pit lane already, man. As there they go. Oh, squirrely. There goes the 6 as the 60 gets a great jump. The 6 spinning the tires on that restart, shuffles on way back through the field. The 15 of Vince Short with a big launch coming up on the outside of the 52. Now coming up on the 13 to the back end of the 72 as they come back down and across the line. Good Battles happening all through this field. The 76 with the 747 almost making some contact here right in front of the one of Derek Welsh. Oh, the 747 does get in the back of the 62. We were waiting to see some of that, but both drivers able to keep it on the straight and narrow here. 751 of Mike Adamson having some fun out there as well, trying to get around that one machine. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of contact as the 76 goes around from some contact with the 751.
Oh, Yahtzee.
Got right in the back of Jeff
Good.
Ottinger there.
Yep, and you know what? That's short track racing, Alan. We see this week in and week out, whether it's Cup cars at Martinsville with real life NASCAR drivers or really anything of the sorts out there. It's just how it goes, especially when you're close racing like they were. They were too wide for quite a while, and that just causes a big accordion effect. And if you're not quite paying attention, man, that line just might check up a little too much on you, and you got to get hard on the brakes. But not only that, but everybody's got different braking points at tracks like these.
Yep, the guy in front of you, he might just decide, hey, this line isn't working, and he's going to start braking 2 or 3 feet before he did last lap. And if you're not expecting that, yeah, you're going to get in the backup.
Well, as I was alluding to earlier, and why I'm probably talking so fast here tonight is because I'm amped up for what we have to bring you on Monday night, as that will be an off week for the Numb Thumbs Racing League Cup Series. We will be doing the first ever, and I mean first ever, live broadcast of PGA Tour 2K23 in a tournament format. So you will be able to see golfers from all throughout the Numb Thumbs gaming community, myself, English, Turner, even got some other people outside of it looking to maybe try to join on in here. So that one's going to be a little bit more kick-backed and relaxed. Not quite PG-13, but not quite TVM as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here with the 60 of Brian Neff getting a great restart. The 6 not spinning the tires this time, though, just a little bit slow on the gun. He's going to tuck in behind the 60 here. So 15 and the 72 go side by side. The 15 looking to that far outside lane, and he does as we get the yellow flag here once again.
It's like the 79 with some trouble there. I think that may have been where that started, but boy, how did the replay camera crew is gonna get? They're earning their pay tonight, I'm telling you.
Ooh, looks like it was actually the 13 with a big checkup here. Oh, little bit of contact there with the 747. The one of Derek Welsh did straighten out the 13, but either way, caution has been thrown.
Valley Odinson out there counting the cautions. Yeah, you might as well just copy the word caution so you don't have to type it so many times. Just add the number. Let's see. Talfi's Tabernacle pulling for Double O Joe tonight. Nicky Short pulling for Vincent Short out there. Let's see who else we got. Valley Odinson wanting to know the significance of the Yahtzee. It's a code word we use to nonchalantly let the other broadcasters know, hey, I'm going to be away from the microphone for just a few seconds. If you guys hear us saying that, you guys have watched us long enough that most of you already know. But see, now we can't change the word, because if we do, we won't know what's going on.
Oh, I know, because
We'll miss it.
We've literally been using it since day one of our broadcasts.
It's our first race ever.
Our first race ever over there at the
HCK.
No, not even the HCK, man. I think
MDOT, yeah.
Not even MDOT. Our first ever live broadcast came from a iRacing official race in the old 87s at I think they were at Talladega.
I didn't know that. Lights back on the pace car. They're going to tack on a lap just to let everybody check up or catch up here. Checking up is what they're going to do when the flag goes green.
of that. I am absolutely positive. Like you said, Derek Welch out there thanking Premier Setup Shop for their setups. Dr. Shakulu, they're English. I know you don't want to mention them,
No.
but
I
LS
forgot it.
LS who?
LS who? One of the greatest college football organizations ever. Send more players to NFL than anybody. It looks like we're going green here.
They are, as the 60 goes off like a gun, gets out in front of that 6. He's trying, though, on the outside lane. Steve Singer here. He's able to get that run, driving it in deep, driving it in hard, able to stay with them here as they go side by side, battling for this race lead, nose to nose, side to side, as they head on down through turns 1 and 2 here. And it looks like the 6 on the outside getting the pass done, as 00 Joe Bennett battles with the 1 of Derek Welch back here, as well as Ricky Wittenberg having a good battle with the 62 of Rich Blake right now. We also got, looks like Timothy Pope slowly shuffling his way up through the field. Oh, 751 Mike Adamson almost getting into the back of him, as the 24 of Toby Collins almost gets into the side quarter panel there of that 751.
Slow car here now, low.
Ricky Wittenberg, man, he was saying that it's going to be a tough one out there, and you keep that car clean, you'll get a good finish. Well, thankfully, he has kept that car clean. He's still running just a little whoopsie, and he is shuffled on back here, still hanging on to a top 10 spot as people try to go around him on the outside lane here. The 60 able to get back around the 6, and not only that, but the 15 able to get around the 6 as well. So both Neff and Short moving up a couple spots here, as Pope and Wittenberg continue to fight towards the back. Josh Kelleher having a good battle as well. The coach, the Slim, the James Bowden, having some fun out here in that 53 machine in 14th. He's side by side with that 73 of Kelleher right now. Harden trying to look for a good opening here, as Anderson and Ottinger go side by side with Bittner right there in front of them right now. Bowden still battling with that 73 here, holding up a little bit of traffic, as that 76 for the meantime loses that battle to Albert Anderson.
Steve Singer wrecking on the backstretch.
And how dizzy are these guys right now?
I think they're okay. It's not going to be like it's not Dover. What's Bristol? Oh my goodness, you get so dizzy at Bristol because you're running, what feels like 200 miles an hour, and you can't even see the sky because the stands there are so high. It's you get dizzy there. Here, I think these guys are going to be okay as we take a look back. Oh, a little bit of a bump and grind there from the 72. Carson Conway getting into the back of the 6, sending him on around. I think he was a little bit slow getting back to the throttle there, and I don't think Carson was quite expecting that, so that's what the little bump came from. But definitely be on the lookout here, especially if we have a close finish, which I think we're going to probably be having here tonight. That kind of bump and run is definitely in the cards here for some drivers as an option.
Might create some anger. Look, Brian, you're totally right about kind of getting dizzy. When you're out 12 miles out, and what you need to do when you're offshore fishing, you got to look at the horizon, try to save yourself when you're getting sick. But if you're at a track like Bristol, you can't look at the horizon because all the stands. So, great point. Especially in VR, these guys got to be having a tough time going in circles like this.
Yeah, I know for a fact this is one that Zeth Hawley definitely appreciates missing. As we take a look here from the GoPro in turns 1 and 2. Pace car getting this field all re-racked and stacked up here in just a second. As we head on down there on right around lap 48 is when we're going to get this party restarted here tonight. 210 laps to do in total, and right now that 60 of Brian Neff with the 15 of Vince Short on his outside are going to be getting this one back up and running here. As the pace car makes that tricky dive down into pit lane. Here we go. Green flag racing here from Southern National as Brian Neff, man, gets a great restart here tonight. Able to get the run, the 15 tucking in right behind him here in second. Looks like the one Derek Welsh continuing to fight his way up through this group, and he's now behind the 62 of Rich Blake, 751 Mike Adamson, side by side here with 00 Joe Bennett, able to get that spot from the outside lane. You got Dave Hoytsma trying to hold off the 34 of David Harden, 747 of Albert Anderson in that group as well, as we beat and bang our way down across the line. You got Chris Klein back here in the 13, racing with that 73 of Josh Kelleher. Tom Barish in that 55 machine. He's having some fun as the 6 machine is down low on him, kind of tucked in behind the 84 of Josh Bittner, as we run some green flag laps tonight at this 4/10 of a mile raceway, where you got Rich Blake making some moves, able to get around that 15 of Vince Short here. Now the 1 of Derek Welsh possibly looking to the outside here, trying to pick up a big time run on that 15.
Valley Odinson saying, Slim Nation. Go out there, Slim. Get it done. Up a whole bunch of spots. He started in 21st place, currently in 9th. Oh, 79 just got turned.
Yeah, Hoytsma just got turned sideways.
And as gentlemanly as possible, Albert Anderson will try to at least keep him from just sending him off into a wall there, as we'll take a quick look back, but I think we all know kind of what happened there, as I was kind of already looking at it. They were coming out of turn number 2 here. Oh, it just kind of door stopping that back bumper of the 79. Not too much real damage here, other than, that's probably, going to be a 4X plus a 2X, and both drivers end up getting those incident points there, so they're going to have to start getting careful here, guys, because we might start seeing some disqualifications, and that is something we do not want to see.
Well, hopefully he doesn't get a penalty either. I know it's the backside pit lane over there, but he did enter. He did cross those cones when the pits were closed, I think. So hopefully they'll waive that if he does get one.
I think they will, and they're giving both Albert and him an EOL, which I don't know, man.
It was a no fault.
They're in traffic. Yeah, it was just one of those things. Nobody got hurt real bad physically as far as car damage.
Yeah, this is like sitting in that traffic down there in Houston, Adam, where you got people pulling 22 Derringers and sticking them out the window, and then traffic clears up for a second, but then it groups right back on together.
Well, that's when I bring out the old 45 Glock, and then I got that, and then somebody else got like a 1911. I got the cell phone in one hand, pistol in one hand. I'm driving with my knees. I mean, I've been in this situation before on the Katy Freeway many times. Dangerous place.
I think they did. I think Race Control did come over the radio and say, "Hey, we're going to call that a no-fault racing incident."
Okay,
I don't think they EOL'd anybody.
I think I was looking at the Albert
previous one.
Given one. Yeah.
Josh Bittner coming out of pit lane here, and that's going to be the tricky thing here tonight, guys, is when people do hit the pits, they're going even under caution a couple laps down, or at least definitely one, as they just delay this one here for a quick second, and we're going to go back to green flag racing in just a moment.
Man, this has been rough so far. I expected to see some cautions, but man alive.
Well, it's rough, but it's not like anyone's got a torn up race car yet. Everyone's been okay. As the 60 Brian Neff gets a good jump on the gun here. The 62 Rich Blake going to be side by side with that 15. 62 up on the outside, up against the wall as they head on down into turns 3 and 4. The one of Derek Welsh just asking these guys, hurry up, figure something out. I want to get around both y'all as they head on down across the line and back into turns 1 and 2. Still side by side racing action going on. 00 Joe Bennett getting the run here on the 751 of Mike Adamson. You still got that 728 Timothy Pope making some moves here, keeping on moving on up and forward. 52 Ricky Wittenberg with the 73 on his outside now as they come back down this back straightaway, and still side by side as we
turned. Somebody got turned.
Derek Wells trying to hang on to it. Looks like he will as we remain green flag racing. Oh, the 13 gets into some contact here. Able to just keep it straight enough there as the one goes for a wild tank slapper. Able to save it and gather it back up on the racetrack here. The 13 and him are going to be side by side immediately back to racing action here, as the 52 of Ricky Wittenberg sits behind these guys, watching them have a great battle out here. As the 60 of Brian Neff, man, he just lit a cigar and he is flying out of there, about a second lead over the rest of this field. As the 15, Ricky Wittenberg with a wild ride here, tries to get it back spun around before the leaders come around. Oh, not quite in time.
All right. At what point do we start putting these guys in the infield? We got a real nice small arena to fight down here. I've created just a cone section where people can come down and fight.
I think people who paid extra and got the extra, the deluxe ticket, they're going to be able to come into the infield and watch the fights as well, the fans in the stands.
Well, you had to pay, but I have one viewer in particular. His name starts with a V. I don't know if he's okay. I hadn't seen him in a week. I'm a little worried about him. He's always got a free ticket to the violence and the fighting in the show. I can't wait to hear from him again.
And we'd at this time like to remind the fans that rows 1 through 3 are in the splash zone, so please be sure to bring your poncho.
Yeah, you don't want to get that. Have you seen that at the boxing matches when people getting spit and everything, blood splattered on them? No, thank you. I'd like to be row 20, you know?
I'd like to be sitting at home on my couch with my bookie choice up on my phone so I can
Thank you. Okay, as long as you can gamble, correct. As long as you can make some bets, I think home is safer. But since we're at the track, the virtual track, we can come down here and we can have a little brawl. Let's do it. What's happening on Monday, Brown? You were talking about something fun.
You were Yahtzeed out, but I was mentioning how we're going to be having a live golf broadcast, which I know, why would anybody want to come and watch golf? Well, because it's being broadcasted by us. Who doesn't want to hear us talk about golf? I mean, we hardly know anything about racing. Imagine us trying to talk about golf.
And it's going to be uncensored. I don't think we're going to have to set our PG-13 standards. I'm going to let loose, to be honest with you. Is that okay, Brown? Did we get that okay?
Are we allowed to, just cut loose like that?
I don't know. We'll have to talk to our boss man, Brown, after the race. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
F-bombs fly, I guess.
Well, I try to keep those going.
Okay. There is a line.
There we go.
There is a line, and they are coming to it here as the 60 gets another good restart here on that 15. 62 Rich Blake tucking up in behind here. 751 Mike Adamson as well, trying to get back up here into line. Side by side go Toby Collins and Timothy Pope back here. 00 Joe Bennett all cut up in this mix as well. He's side by side with the 24. Looks like the 13 Chris Klein just trying to survive out there with some of these guys that were racing around him.
You're going to be hoarse after this one, I'm telling you.
Man,
it's a lot of work calling these short track races, ain't it?
I'm amped up for Monday, man. This has been a long time coming, and I absolutely cannot wait for it. When I say it will be a one of one, no one has ever done it before. We are groundbreaking here at AAA at Broadcasting. Ooh, as we got some people scraping the wall. As 55 Tom Barish. Oh man, he does manage to squeak it on down into pit lane though. So green flag racing.
Gosh, he spins backwards on the back stretch. Pace car's out.
Man,
I didn't want to stop Brown because he was all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Brown can get on a roll now. He was doing good, but
or Dubby. He's on that Dubby.
Yeah, he's definitely on something. But cautions slow us down.
Ooh.
Sometimes we gotta stop.
Oh man, hard impact late. I think that was the 70 machine.
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels car, the 70 of Robert Amaral, getting hard into that 747 as they were trying to get around him there. But the 747 kind of looked like what we saw for the first caution here tonight, where just maybe a little too low where that apron transition is. Normally we have, that yellow line, English, that you like to mention at like the plate tracks when people start maybe dipping down onto it.
There's no marking there.
You got no warning there, so if you're, left front or left rear is just dipping on down to that, man, you got to be really careful.
Yeah, he ended up towing. That's gonna cost him more than a few laps.
Yeah, I don't know if that was due to his car being stuck or if it was just gonna take forever for traffic to get around him and he decided to just get out of the way and hurry it up.
Frustration.
Yeah, we know that will definitely be in effect here tonight as well.
Toby Collins did get a black flag. I don't know what the Florida native did to earn it, but he is disconnected.
Ooh.
Wow. All right. Well, Toby Collins in the 24, done for the night. He's put that car up on his 16-foot flatbed. This is the low series here. They don't have the big fancy haulers. He's got his brother-in-law's lawn and garden trailer that he uses for his mowing business.
He's got his Harbor Freight Harbor Freight tools. He's ready to call it a night.
Hey.
And I don't blame him. It's tough.
Got that pancake air compressor running all those air tools down there here tonight as the 60 once again, no surprise, getting a good restart here. 15 tucked up underneath them here. Got the 751 and the 62 side by side with the 728 right there behind them, as well as the 00 Joe Bennett machine. The one of Derek Welsh side by side right now with the 72 of Carson Conway's. It's now the 13 and the 53 sitting all around him here as they beat and bang all the way down throughout this racetrack. The 84 Josh Bittner back up on the lead lap after hitting his pit box here a few laps ago. He's side by side with that 72 of Carson Conway, trying to get a pass done on the outside. Mike Adamson side by side with that 62 machine here up on the outside lane. As little bit of a squiggle there coming out of turn number 4. He's going to lose that run and momentum. He's going to have to try to build it back up, so he's going to tuck back into line. And then the 62 gets a little squiggly here. So trading mistakes here as both drivers head on down back across the line. Robert Amaral having another little problem here, but we remain green flag racing tonight as we are here on lap 85. That 70 machine looks like he is spraying for some mosquitoes. Very slow down there on the apron against that pit wall. Down there as the 62 and the 751 continue to stay side by side. The 6 of Steve Singer sending it in hard. Contact with the 72. Both drivers able to keep that one straight.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Make contact in the turns here where you're going as fast as your grip will allow you to run. And then when you make contact with another car, that just disrupts the car completely.
I think you just came up with a new word. You said grip and will, and you called it gripple. Man, I like that. That's good.
Like a new contraction?
Yes, you created the gripple. Oh, I don't know if this gripple will do the trick tonight. Look at you. Good job, English. I like that.
I do like that. AAA broadcasting. Sign us up, Webster's Dictionary. We'll help you on out there as we got still side-by-side racing with that 751 and the 62 as they head on down that backstretch into turns 3 and 4. You got 00 Joe and Timothy Pope having a great battle back here as well. Timothy Pope, normally one of these guys we see up at the front at the mile and a half here, but definitely much more of a struggle at a short track where everybody is close and packed into each other. 00 losing it coming out of turn number 4, able to keep that thing straight as the 53 goes around with some contact. Oh man, heads on down into the inside pit wall there. As coming out, contacts Ricky Wittenberg. Still green flag racing, though, as we got a little bit of foam board or traffic cone down there floating around the racetrack. The 62 able to win that battle with that 751. 79 of Dave Hoitzman now trying to catch up to that 73 of Josh Kelleher as they go nose to tail back here.
That's the cool thing with the new damage model. That was his front end, the fender. So that was pretty cool. He kept it out there, James Bowden. Good job. That was a tough save.
And that was some hard contact there with the 13 of Chris Klein for that 53. James Bowden, Slim, the coach, as he's driving that Fujifilm machine, looking more and more like a modified each and every lap. But boy, I tell you, he ain't gonna worry about adding some extra coolant at the end of this one, because that car is gonna be air cooled here as he almost comes out of turn number 4 sideways again, able to gather that one all back up together as we remain green flag racing here. The 1 and the 728 go side by side. 728 looking to make the move here on the outside of Bogus, Derek Welch. And it looks like Bogus is going to get that one to stick. 751 goes for a little bit of a ride, able to keep it straight, but he is going to be slow and lose a ton of spots here as the 72. Now the 76 trying to size him on up as he goes around here.
Man. A little bit of action out here tonight.
Hello, Joe Bennett trying to fend off the 84, but the 84's been really persistent on that bottom line, trying to take that spot away, and now he finally clears him. Let's see if Double O, yep, he'll use the crossover move. Go back down below him to retake the position temporarily. These guys are fighting hard here, boys.
And that they are
Lingling.
side by side, beating and banging action here as a little right side romance coming from that Double O Joe Bennett machine up to the 84. Normally see that reserved for dirt tracks. Well, not here tonight. He makes use of it to make sure that car doesn't go around. He's now facing the 13 of Chris Klein coming up here up on that bottom side. The 60 Singer trying to climb back up this leaderboard here as well, sitting behind him. 72 Carson Conway.
Oh,
hard.
he about used him up.
Yeah, going in as hard as they come. As he, that got me worried for half a second. I think Jeff Ottinger saw it as well. He ended up actually checking up just to make sure he didn't get into contact as, oh no, the 15 Vince Short slow down here.
Back stretch there, the 53 and the 15 got into it. Over there, right kind of where Tom Barish's pit is.
Oh, hard impact into the
man.
outside wall for the 15. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's got some steering damage as well. You can see there the entire right front sunk back into almost the engine bay.
Does anybody want to throw hands? Did it look like they want to throw hands or anything?
I don't know. If I were to give that to somebody, I think it was on the 15. Looked like he just extended out of the corner with the 13 up on the outside there. But that's my perspective, and I'm not.
Well, we're
I'm not a race car driver.
I don't think Vince Short wants to throw hands. This guy is so happy. He's had a great week, his birthday week. He's won. He's been in the podium. I don't know, the 13, which Chris Klein, he may want to throw hands, so I don't know. He seems like a hands.
6 in trouble exiting the pits. He's stuck inside that barrier wall of K-rails.
And it ruined. Look at the left front tire. He's going to have to come back down. It ruined. Whatever he did, ruined that tire.
Oh my goodness, you ain't kidding, man. That car is.
It's done for. He
I
just
think
came
it's
out of
beat
the
on
pits.
up.
He's gonna, and that's the new damage model there with these ARCA cars. Steve Singer, he's going to have to come back down and fix that.
Let's go ahead and see. Did a little bit of a peel out. Oh, it just scraped up against the wall. iRacing, I think you got to be a little bit more cautious with the damage model here, because that was a little unrealistic.
iRacing's a simulation, not a game. They do the best they can. There's a lot of algorithms and computer inputs and outputs and slash keys, button keys they put into it. It's very difficult to perfect.
Hashtags.
Yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff. It's hard to make it perfect.
Yeah.
It is a great simulation.
And, I know we've seen, I think Valley's saying we're up to number 9 here on the cautions. We're already at halfway, so it's not been a terrible race here tonight. We've seen some great action. As we go back to Green Flag Racing, we're going to have the 84 of Josh Bittner talking about TrackDogsRacing.com up here, trying to battle for the race lead side by side with that 60 machine of Brian Neff. The 84 does have extra fuel in here. He did make a pit stop back on lap 56. I don't know what the kind of fuel mileage these guys are getting, as behind them the 15 and the 62 go side by side. The 60 losing out on that spot. The 15 launching around the outside, seeing he's got room for a run. Not quite able to get it around the 60 here. He's going to keep on keeping on up on that outside lane, trying to continue to get that run, to get that pass. 72 Carson Conway coming on down into the pits. The 751 Mike Adamson side by side here with the 73 of Josh Kelleher. These guys are a lap down, as they did come on down into those pit stops here, as the 84 Josh Bittner leads this race here tonight out in front of that 15 of Vince Short. As Vince Short now looking underneath, gonna send it on down there side by side in turns 1 and 2 on the way out to the backstretch. So 15 with a clean break here, trying to get out in front, and he does. So Vince Short now taking control of this race. David Harden in the 34 side by side with the 73 now. He's got the 1 of Derek Welsh, as we do have a caution.
Yeah, we sure do. English, you see anything down there?
Looks like it possibly came from the 6 of Steve Singer, a little self-spinner-rooney.
Hey, we got a new spam out there, guys. Awesome. Happy to see. Welcome spam into the chat.
I still do have my old tower. One of these days I'll click on one of those links. But,
Be very careful. Very, very
it's
careful.
fun doing it on my old account. My old PC,
Yeah.
We have another caution here. Let's go ahead and send it on down. I'm trying to think of who would be a fun interview here tonight.
Ooh.
Man. Because it's going to be tough too, right? Because it's like there's not a lot of...
We don't have much time in between here.
We don't got a lot of time here, and man, oh man, I don't know who we should talk to. How about for kicks and giggles, because we almost never do this, how about we talk to Race Control?
Okay.
Do it.
We'll talk to the 48 of Zeth Hawley doing a Race Control here tonight. Zeth, have you officially begun cracking the bottle and doing shots?
Not yet, surprisingly.
What's up?
These guys have been racing pretty. I know we've had a lot of cautions, but a lot of it's also been self spins, that kind of thing. Really no damage, not a heck of a lot of like big wrecks that we would typically see at a short track. So I think these guys are doing all right.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good for being a Southern National. I know last time when I did ARCA first season, there's cautions out the yin yang. But yeah, I mean they're through 117 laps now, and they're pushing through.
Well, good luck on your referee job. Looks like they're double stacked back up, about to go green. Thanks for talking to us, bud.
Yep, no problem, guys.
Send Zeth on back there as we go back to Green Flag Racing here. Lap 118 with the 15 out in front. The 62 sitting right behind him here. He's going to have some problems as the 13 Chris Klein trying to make some moves. Same thing with that 728 of Timothy Pope. 84 Josh Bittner also sitting back there as well. You can see Jeff Ottinger in that 76 big ass fans machine trying to cut his way up on through and try to get his lap back the hard way here, as we only have about 8 cars on the lead lap right now. The 53 James Bowden sitting back here. Oh, we actually have I think a big one here.
Up. The 70s are stacked up. 70, 73, 79, all in a pile on the front stretch by the bleacher.
It's a bad day to be in the 70s.
Ooh,
oh man,
it looked like those rear tires got locked up on up. Goodness gracious, as Albert Anderson did make it on through. 73 looked like the 73 saw the checkup, or was he the no, he saw the checkup here. And let's go ahead and jump on up to the chopper camera as we kind of take a closer look at this one. Oh, the 73 saw the checkup and how they were going to drift to the outside and how it really wasn't open there. And the looks like that was the 79 just not able to stay off that rear bumper, and just continues to finish that one on around. But door-to-door contact there, not too much damage for these drivers as they're able to clear the way of the racetrack.
Not a whole lot of pit takers here. This part of the race.
Well, I mean, most of the guys pitted on 103. We're not too far away from that.
Yeah.
A couple 113s.
You got Slim back there. He last pitted on lap 54. So people are coming on down into the pits. I think they're realizing, hey man, if we keep it going how it's going, this probably is going to be the last pit stop we're going to need to do. I mean, I know I did a lot of official racing, but I know you guys not as much. You guys were into it a little bit, but you know, anytime like the NASCAR series would go to like Martinsville or something, you know that one you weren't ever gonna get any green flag laps on that one. So you didn't have to pit. Those races were short enough that it just you riding around under caution all day. You didn't have to do nothing. The only time you'd come down to pit lane is be like, I'm kind of stuck in the middle of this field now, and I don't really want to be here. So you kind of shuffled on backwards.
53 missing most of the front clip on that thing. I think all he's got right there is his little radiator dam.
Yeah, as long as it's intact, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
As the 15 and the 62 are going to get us restarted here. Track Bar Racing Media, excuse me, of 15 is short, side by side with that gearhead 62 of Rich Blake as Timothy Pope sees an opening down low, able to take use of that one. So he's going to be racing side by side here with that 62 up at the front. The 84 Josh Bittner trying to make some moves here as well. Almost a little contact there as the 62 brought it back down across the track, able to avoid it though as the 84 in the 13 go side by side. Is up at the front. Vince Short, he's going to get Timothy Pope here, maybe sandbagging a little bit, is that 728 machine, but he's now making his move, looking out to the outside here, trying to get around that 15, not quite able to do so. A little slow on the inside here for the 84 Bittner. That's going to check up that inside line in the 60 of Brian Neff. That's also going to hold up the 79 of Dave Hoitzma as they head on down through turns 1 and 2. The 84 and the 73 still side by side. Excuse me, that's the 13, not the 73. As Albert Anderson going for a ride. Same thing with Robert Amaral. Albert trying to get it off the racetrack and into pit lane. No, he's bringing it back to the racetrack here, getting things restarted. So green flag racing still going on here. Robert Amaral out there still driving around, looking A-okay.
Albert Anderson did get a black flag. He hit that commitment cone. Let's see if they're going to waive that for him or not.
Well, they should. I mean, it wasn't really
There
his
ain't green
doing.
here. And he was just trying to steer it back onto the road. He just didn't know where that cone was, and he smacked it.
Got a pretty good size kerfuffle going on around the 34 of David Harden right now. He's side by side with that 52 of Wittenberg. 6 of Steve Singer sending it on in, almost 3 wide there for just a second.
Ooh.
62 went around 84 in the back bumper of the 62, spun him, no yellow.
That's Rich Blake there in the 62.
Oh,
and he
more
makes-
record 60.
Yeah, he makes contact with Ricky Wittenberg there as well as the 53 as they end up shuffling up to the outside wall there and get a little scraping action going on. Still green flag racing here, lap 134.
Albert Anderson's black flags have been cleared. So good job, race control.
Yeah, it was a good call. I'm sure it was for unsafe pit entry, but he didn't enter the pits technically, so he was just recovering from an accident. Good call.
751, Mike Adamson side by side there with the one of Derek Welsh. As in front of him, ooh, a little bit of a squirreliness going on from the 00 Joe machine. That's going to allow the one to try to make a pass here on the outside. Same thing with that 751 of Mike Adamson here, able to try to get some passing action done here. And this is a battle for a top 10 spot here. These boys are racing for position right now. That 10th spot being held by the number 1 machine.
Well, he's hanging in there after a couple incidents. Oh,
Eddie Rose.
bogus, man.
Eddie Rose telling us on YouTube, we ought to have a drink of choice for every time you swing the club Monday night. Oh, the 70s round yells out.
Robert Amaral again. He's having a rough one tonight. Still only a couple laps down.
He's going to have some Jack Daniels tonight, I guarantee you, after this one.
Oh,
You
man, just loose coming out of that turn there. And hits the inside wall just a little bit. Looks like he's going to be okay. It waits for traffic to get around to spin back around.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra was a champion of Jack Daniels. Have you ever had that Frank Sinatra version? He had a special blend.
Nope, never
I've
had
always
that.
wanted to give it a run because old Blue Eyes, he knew what he was doing. Him and Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean Martin.
Yeah, by the end of the night, he was old Red Eyes. You know?
Yeah, he was. That was a great. I mean,
man.
the story behind that is awesome.
Oh, really? It's Turner. I'm sure you've seen it, but English. Have you seen the original like Ocean's 11 or whatever it was?
Yes.
Oh man, it's such a great movie.
Yeah, the old school.
Yeah, Rat Pack version.
Old school casino heist.
I like the. I think it was Cannonball Run when was it Cannonball Run and one
Yeah.
and two? Those guys were in there at the end of their careers, but the Rat
Dean
Pack
Martin
was,
and
yeah, and Frank was at the end. So
Frank in it too?
yeah, at the end, it's
Oh, I
like the
didn't
boss man. Yeah.
No, him and Sammy Davis were running together in the race car, yeah.
Well, Dean Martin was with Sammy as Priest in a
that's
Ferrari.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think that was the second movie, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go watch that one. What's
It's
it
a
called?
good one.
Cannonball Run.
Two.
Yeah. Watch 1 and 2 though. They're both pretty good.
All right.
Burt Reynolds. Jackie Chan made his American debut in that
Yeah, he did.
in one of those. Yeah.
Him and Richard Keel from the Bond movies, they were a team. They were a team driver. Remember that?
Sure.
For
Oh, yeah.
Japan?
Yes.
So many cameos in those movies. They were just freaking.
They were good.
As we get stacked back up behind the pace car here, we're closing in on 50 laps to go here, boys. As the 728 get things restarted here. The 60 Brian Neff found his way back up here towards the front too, as he is going to try to slide his way up the inside. 728, yes, he does, able to sneak that second spot away. So here we go, racing action in full swing once again. 79 Dave Hoytsma side by side with that 13 of Chris Klein, still side by side here as they go through turns 1 and 2. Now down backstretch. Oh, Mike Adamson goes for a little bit of slide, and that will bring out the caution.
I wish they wouldn't have thrown the yellow there, but that's an iRacing decision there, bud.
Now Valley is counting all the cautions, and he's saying everyone was in Cannonball Run for at least a second. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Roger Moore was in it, kind of playing his own Bond character.
What's his name from MASH? The man, I draw a blank, but
oh, Klinger.
Klinger. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his real name? Jamie Farr.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the Sheik.
There's so many good, just funny cameo parts, and it was like good-hearted stuff, you know. This is back when America was great.
Dom DeLuise would change into Captain Chaos.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Oh man. Yeah, you hadn't seen that, Brown? You're gonna have to check that out. It's great.
Barbara Bach, who was Daisy Duke, was in that.
Oh yeah.
I was born in the wrong generation, that's for sure.
Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Farrah Fawcett was in it. Is that Farrah Fawcett? Was it Farrah
Yes.
Fawcett? It was,
Yeah.
huh?
Well,
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, you got an old soul, Brown. You can hang out with
Yeah,
us.
man.
As
You're good.
we pace behind the pace car here, we like to remind everybody, even though we've got some great racing coming up at iRacing Super Speedway on Sunday, there's an even more important race coming up here this Saturday. We will not be broadcasting that, which is A-OK, because it's being broadcasted by another great broadcaster over there. I believe it's Holler Boys Racing TV that's going to be having that one. It is going to be that kind of special race coming up here for Jimmy Strong.
Jimmy Strong Memorial, the child that passed away, and it's kind of a fundraiser for him and his for his parents, and You know, it's the community's really come out strong for it. Really warms my heart to see it. When we get I'm gonna get with the Holler Boys guys, and when we get a link for the broadcast, well, we're gonna post it on our website as well. On our page.
Did I say it right? That it's Holler Boys Race?
Yeah, I think it was Holler Boys doing it.
Well, yeah, I can't remember who I said. Man, I got
Whoever's
memory of
doing
a
it,
goal.
we'll find it.
Memory of a goldfish over here as we're back to green flag racing side by side for the race lead. The 60 and the 1560 trying to get the run on the outside. The 15 making contact there, going around right in front of the field. Oh, hard impact here. This is going to be one of the biggest wrecks that we had.
84 and the 1 also involved in that crash.
84 getting a last second spanking there from the 1 machine as well.
Yeah. Like, is he gonna avoid him there? Nope.
Oh, just pile up after pile up there, getting... Oh, the 52 of Ricky Wittenberg. I know why the 1 couldn't really do too much there. It's because, well, the 52, it lifted up his back end. Probably one of the biggest wrecks that we've seen here tonight, as just about everybody coming on down for some more pit stops. As give me 2 seconds here because I need to...
Peter Fonda was in that movie too. So that's Mel Tillis, the country singer.
Oh yeah, there was just a bunch of them in there.
He said it right. I mean, everybody was in it for at least a set.
As we were talking about that race here, be on the lookout for that one coming up tomorrow night. I believe the racing is set to start around the same time as it does here, so right around that 8:10 mark. Be on the lookout. The broadcast probably is going to go live around 8 o'clock or so. They're going to be having some giveaways as well, so be sure to get some donations in. If you join the Numb Thumbs Racing League or the Numb Thumbs Gaming Discord, you'll be able to find the correct link and you can send up money on over there. A great young man, sadly, losing the battle to cancer, and just every little bit helps, you know, because, man, funerals and all that kind of stuff, it costs everything, especially those medical bills left over and whatnot. Man, these guys can use all the help that they can get, as the 60 of Brian Neff takes to the green flag here, as the 62 Rich Blake has a good battle going on with the 79 Dave Hoisman. He's going to now trail on back, have a battle with the 13 of Chris Klein here, side by side. Klein on the outside, 84 Josh Bittner trying to squeak his way on through here. It's the 60 of Brian Neff. Found his window, found his hole, and now he is out like a gun up there at the front. Man, still hard racing up here with 79. 79 for a ride into the inside pit wall. Oh, man.
Yellow is out for that one.
Man, they just
call
that
there.
one good hard racing, as the 79 breaks those rears, tires on loose, and goes for a wild ride and into that inside pit wall. That wall has seen a bit of action here tonight.
All right,
Yahtzee, I'm gonna have to go repaint that thing myself.
yeah. Well,
Get some yellow paint.
look here. Well, thank you, Valerie, for letting us know that's caution number 15. Does anybody else have anything to talk about? We've talked about all kinds of fun stuff. Let's talk about Thanksgiving next week. Brown, what are you gonna do for Thanksgiving? You got to work.
I will be working, and then I will be staying awake to head on over to my aunt's house so we can have a little get together.
Good.
And
what do y'all do up there for food?
Oh, we're pretty traditional: turkey stuffing, green bean casserole, you know, that kind of stuff.
Just the standard. You don't.
Your standard affair.
I didn't know what happened up in the New Hampshire area.
Well, the only thing I will say is we typically, even though, you know, Massachusetts is kind of famous for the cranberry bogs and all that, well, for whatever reason up here we like the canned stuff, so it don't matter.
Oh, that's how it is down here. So we got something in common. What's a cranberry bog? What is that?
It's where they grow the cranberries.
Oh,
it's
the
like
actual place.
yeah. So
yeah.
you I don't know how
They harvest them.
Yeah, you just fill it up with water about knee high, and just start
Yeah.
kind of shoveling them up.
Pretty impressive how they do that. I have watched YouTube videos on that because I, just like you, love the canned cranberry.
Oh, I don't
tastes-
like it. Ugh, man.
You don't?
No. I'll have
Oh.
I'll have like a vodka cranberry, but that's about my extent of
Well,
cranberry.
okay, okay, you get a pass for that. Yes, that sounds good. You gonna watch the football games and all that?
If I got time, it's
Alright.
gonna be a quick day for me here. It's the 60 and the 62 get things restarted off here as we go green flag racing. Oh, the 84 gets up into the 62. That's gonna bring out another caution. Big impact. We got people going on down into pit lane trying to avoid this one. Ooh,
We have a big one at a 4/10 mile track.
That is actually the biggest one we've had. Several cars involved. How much damage do you think we delivered there on that one?
a couple $100 at least.
All of it.
All right. There's a hot dog stand down here about just almost central. That's where we'll have our little fights if y'all want to come down and just don't leave your knives in your little.
Hey,
truck.
who's checking them? Who's checking them for weapons? And
I'll
stuff?
do the check-in. I'll
All right,
check
we
them.
thought about that at the same time.
Yeah, I'll check them for weapons. No knives, guys. We're not
Oh.
cool with knives. Just fisticuffs.
DW missed the pit entry. Then he tried to spin it around, ended up hitting the cone. He's gonna get a black flag for that.
You can see the absolute carnage. 728 and the 84 end up going on down to pit lane. I think the 728 of Pope helped the 84 on down there to try to make that all the way clean through. A big impact there for the 19 of Cole Larson. Don't talk about him enough out here. As the pretty much everybody in the field at least getting one dent from that incident.
Valley's saying Slim just squeaked right on through that deal. He needed to sneak through it. He don't have a front end left on that damn thing. There's
He's
that
still up.
protect that radiator and that cooler.
He's up 10 spots with that
Yeah.
broken car.
Ooh, he did just squeak on through that thing, didn't he? Goodness.
No arrow needed here. He's probably running cooler than every other car out on the deadgum track right now.
Oh,
Oh, nope. He's fast repair. Like he's running a Dodge out there. Yep, he is. He's fast repair. He's got a front end again.
well, the lights on the pace car are off as we've got some lap traffic getting waved around here. Going back to green flag racing with that 60 and the 13 here. Sorry we don't get as many driver interviews done here tonight, but man, these cautions are quick and the laps even quicker as the 60 breaks on out with a big hunk of start as the 13 and the 00 have a little bit of a battle here for a second. Looks like the 13 is going to be able to hang on to it for the time being as 00 side by side with the 72 of Carson Conway. 728 of Timothy Pope. He found a partner back here with the 84 of Josh Bittner side by side, sending it on down here into turns 1 and 2. Now down to down to 3 and 4 now, as we still go side by side racing here with that 84 and the 72. Ricky Wittenberg trying to make up some ground there for some of his incidents as man, this is just a massive mob of traffic trying to work their way around some of this battle here as the 00 holds off the 84 machine for now. The 60 has absolutely pieced on out, saying, hey, I'm gonna be out here. Oh, as the 13 loses it on his own hard into the inside pit wall here.
53 and the 72 in a separate incident at the same time. I see somebody's bumper laying on the ground.
Ooh, James Bowden called it on the 72. Now I think
We got our first card.
We're hearing some anger. Oh, and the 72 says it ain't on him. All right, let's get the fisticuffs going.
We got our first fight card tonight in this corner.
And in this corner, the chopper camera doesn't lie. Let's see what's happened. 72 broke loose coming out of turn number 4. I think he also recognized the car.
He was avoiding something, I think.
The car spinning down low, so gets loose, goes for the correction save. The 53 saw an opening to shoot it up to the outside, so that's where the initial contact is made. 747 of Albert Anderson, nowhere to go, is going to loop that 72 for a wild ride, which then sends that 747 into some more traffic here. Let me change angles here a little bit more. So 747, they looks like they were able to at least straighten it out there. That could have been even worse. As, whew, goodness gracious, sparks flying out of that 747's front end.
Ooh, there's a lot of anger too, but check out trackdogsracing.com. I think they're revamping the site. I just was looking at it.
He did.
All these cool looking gear, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? It was under construction, so if you had issues trying to get your order in, man, that you shouldn't have any issues now whatsoever. And not that the old site was unprofessional, but talk about having a professional looking site now. Man, it is fantastic.
Oh yeah, this thing is awesome. They got all the cool hats and shirts and cups, and
Drop a link for you guys.
they definitely upgraded the site, whatever Josh Bittner and crew did there.
And didn't
I'm wearing one of their NTRL shirts right now. That
Yeah, they got
very
like the
comfortable shirts.
quality of the shirts is amazing, and they look good too. So check that out. And I think they're adding to it all the time, always upgrading.
And as we go back to green flag racing here, side by side with the 728 and the 60 up at the front, still going to be side by side. Looks like the 60 on that bottom side getting a little bit better of a run here, though the 728 driving that thing hard. Ooh, little bit squirrely here as the 60 tries to stay breaking on free, not quite able to do so. That 728 giving it all he's got to try to keep on up here. The 52 Ricky Wittenberg, really no pressure from behind right now as the big ass fans 76 Machine and 00 Joe Bennett go side by side. Looks like the 76 of Ottinger able to get that spot away. Oh, here we go again, having a wreck. A big time pile up, big time parking lot back here.
Man alive, what a stack up. Again.
So this looks like it all started with 00 Joe Bennett. I think a self-spinneroonie, yes sirree. That's what we were saying about it. You miss that break point, you go a little too hard into that corner. As the 53, the 13, the 84, the 34, and the 751, and the 79 get all stacked up involved in that one. But if you send it in a little too hard into these turns, man, it turns into a dirt track real quick. And man, these cars ain't set up for dirt tracks.
No, but this track, it's a historic track. I mean, they've run a lot of different series here, including like the Whelen NASCAR Modified Series ran here. I mean, it's kind of old school. There's no safer barriers here. It's just K-rails, like you see on the highway, on the inside wall and the outside wall. It's concrete, man. There ain't no safety here. Of course, they're not going as fast here as many other tracks, but when you hit that wall, you're going to feel every bit of it, I guarantee you.
It's still going to hurt a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's going to hurt is a knuckle sandwich to the face at the end of this thing. That probably hurt worse. I don't know. Some of these race car drivers are not very good at fighting. I think we've seen that in NASCAR.
Well, gone are the days. NASCAR don't want people fighting no more, which is lame.
Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, let them
Lame.
fight it out. There's emotions out there, real emotions. So let them let loose. Put them in the octagon. Let's have some fun.
Ain't no tables, ladders, and chairs matches down there on pit road. That is for sure. As the 60 and the 728 get things stacked back up here. with that pace car coming on down and into pit lane. Green flag racing we go. Almost a little contact there between the 60 and the 728. I think the 728 saw that jump coming from the 60, so great restart from both drivers here as they continue to battle side by side. Ricky Wittenberg holding on to that third spot pretty well right now. He does have the 62 of Rich Blake trying to make a dive on down here, as in front of him you can still see that great battle going on here for that race lead, with coming up onto 20 laps remaining in this race here tonight. Mac Adamson side by side 72 as the 70 goes around for a ride right in front of a ton of traffic.
Caution back out once again.
That's the same thing we've been talking about all night. It was a self spin out of 4 power. Trying to put power down.
Whew. Vince Short is going to need to change some underwear on that one.
Well, he missed. He didn't. He didn't have, I mean, I'm sure when he saw the guy spinning in front of him, he was a little nervous, but he'd be fine. No, Vincent didn't hit him.
No, that's what I'm saying. He needs to change shorts.
Oh, I was talking to
that was
Derek Welch. Derek Welch is asking Vince if he hit him. So.
But in the meantime, Timothy Pope did have a bumper out in front of that 60, so he's going to be restarting on that number 1 spot here. I believe we're going to have 15 laps to go when this thing heads back to the green flag racing.
Is the inside really where you want to be on the restart here?
Man, I have no idea.
You know what? This is going to be... It's one of those questionable ones, right? Because we've seen people being able to pass on the outside, but people able to pass up on the inside. I think it's wherever you feel the most comfortable. And, you know, Timothy Pope, he's been running very good on the outside, so he may not like the inside as much here.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you have some way of maybe checking up a little bit, letting somebody pass you so you can pick up that other spot.
Oh, you know, and you know what, English and Turner, I know why one of our good buddies here in chat isn't joining us here tonight. It's because he's over on the West Coast enjoying some beach time.
He's in California.
Oh.
Well, Adam, the other Adam Strom, our buddy Stromer.
Escaping
from
the
Minnesota.
Escaping the cold and the snow for a quick little time here.
He's posting pictures of him on the beach, man.
So the fancy boy can't join us and bring us a couple cold ones for watch.
No, he's got to get a tan. I mean, he don't get much sun up there where he's at because you got to bundle up, you know. So he's got to get his 1 or 2 days worth of tanning done out in California. Pace car's down.
That
North
it
Pole.
is 14 laps to go. It's the 60. Oh my goodness! Oh,
big wreck.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
God almighty.
We got cars upside down.
the
39.
19. Oh,
Joe Bennett just
19,
backed up
sorry.
into him and
It tore his own back bumper off.
and turned him back up on his wheels. What in the ever-living hell did I just watch?
The 19's front left wheel's locked up. He's got some suspension damage.
ooh, it looked like someone came flying in here.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
the 15 not checking up at all and kind of bulldozing the pile here as the 19. So fun fact, iRacing does somewhat model the undersides of these cars, as you can see on that 19 machine. Gets turtled, has some beating and banging, double O there.
Look at Double O Joe's back bumper. You want to see an example of the new damage model? There it is. Look, get a shot of the back of the Double O here.
Oh, it
His
is.
bumper's
It's
hanging on.
sideways, isn't it? Yeah. Interesting.
Golly.
That is hanging
Golly's
out.
saying that's the biggest one yet. Yeah, that's the biggest one so far.
And that was right at the restart.
Yeah, it looked like the 62 of Rich Blake, maybe getting a little help around there from the Double O Joe machine.
Double O
Yeah.
Joe, don't come down in the pits to fix that. That's a beautiful thing, that snap-on sheet metal hanging off the back of it.
All
You
right.
get it fixed.
So we got a dog pile down here on the racetrack. 19 getting flipped back over. Man, oh man, hard work going on down there. As the 60 of Brian Neff comes on down into the pits. So Timothy Pope is going to be side by side with Ricky Wittenberg on this next restart here. Under 10 laps to go. 76 big ass fans machine. Jeff Ottinger going to be starting up here as well.
Remember, Pope did not qualify. He worked his way up through all that mess.
Well, although this race has seemed like a long one here, we're only an hour and 10 or so minutes into this as we go back to green flag racing with the 728 out in front, the 76 machine side by side with the 52, still side by side as they exit turn number 2 down this back straightaway. Looks like the 52 Wittenberg able to keep that car straight and narrow here as the 76 goes beating and banging. 751 Mike Adamson trying to get some laps back here and get back onto that lead lap, racing with these guys up at the front. The 62 Rich Blake absolutely nowhere to be seen. So Jeff Ottinger, if this one can stay green until the end, he's almost guaranteed to lock up a third place spot right now. As always, he goes around, able to get it back straight. Still green flag racing though, so he's got to get back up to speed, and he's going to lose a couple of positions here. So now the 62, he's going to be racing for third with 5 laps to go, with the 15 of Vince Short hanging right there on his back bumper.
Yeah, the 72 just got right into the back of him there and sent him around. Got some black flags to talk about. 00 Joe Bennett, Dave Hoitzma, and James Bowden, all with black flags. James Bowden coming down to serve his now.
So 4 laps left to go. Timothy Pope out there in the front, but really no action going on there right now. Ricky Wittenberg hanging on to second, but the action here is this battle for the third podium spot. Side by side goes the 15 and the 62 as they head on down across the line. 3 laps to go now as we head on down the back straightaway here. Check up here at the front across the line. 2 laps now to go for Timothy Pope, still side by side as the 62 and the 15 get knotted on up, and that's going to bring out a caution. So green, white, checker finish for us here tonight.
The 15 with the black flag as well. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, he got into that 62 a little bit and spun him on around.
If Hoitzma does not come in to serve his, he's going to get DQ'd. He's still making laps out there. Yeah, I think he has to serve that under green, does he not? Because
Correct.
he got the flag under green.
Correct.
Keep my eye on this situation. I'll let y'all know.
You let me know. I'm down here. They have a
Get
special.
the ring set up and all that. Have you already started that?
Well, the ring's already set up, but they're having a special on. It's a little chilly, so some Frito pies.
Oh, get me. Hey, can you bring
in the
one?
bag? You know the ones they make in the bag.
Yeah, you just cut the side of the bag off and dump chili and cheese.
Yeah,
in
they
it.
got
Yeah.
that. The 2-for-1 Budweiser special. So I'll bring one up to you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's okay, Valley. I can update you here on the actual caution. That's actual caution number 21.
Because we weren't counting the one before the
Correct.
start of the
Yep.
race.
No,
He's counting. He had a bet.
He had a good count going.
He had a bet with someone, and he wants to prove that he's
I
the
saw
winner.
something about an over/under, but I don't understand how it works.
Over and under. That's easy. Or you don't know what that means?
No, he's taking the over.
Oh, yeah.
No, Slim has the over. That means it's going to be over 35.5. So if it's 36 or up, he wins. If it's 35 or down, the other guy wins. Is that right?
Correct. And unfortunately here, no matter what, it's going to be the under because we're going into green, white, checker. They only got 3 attempts at it, so we can only have 3 more cautions.
You got it. Yep.
Well,
Good
Valley picked the under. I think he's good.
Yeah.
He's almost called this thing spot on. I mean, I've been talking to him all night.
Valley's saying, I'm the other guy as we get ready. First green, white, checker attempt here side by side. We really didn't have the field stacked up there, but that's okay. 728 Timothy Pope sending it on down and around up here in the lead. Side by side is Ricky Wittenberg and that 76 of Jeff Ottinger able to kind of tuck in a line back here as the white flag is waving. No more cautions here as they were reckoned after the leader took that white flag. So here they come down the back straightaway for the final time here tonight. Timothy Pope out in front. 52, Ricky Wittenberg not able to really get a run here. So Pope, Wittenberg, and Ottinger up here on your race podium as the fireworks fly.
And Ricky had a chance to turn the 728, but he didn't because he's a gentleman.
Mutual respect. Both those guys, gentlemen, all the way. Look at the double O trying the Chastain move. I was waiting for that.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Double O Joe with Ross Chastain just hold it to the outside wall and floor it around 3 and 4.
On what, the white flag lap?
Yeah, on the checker flag lap.
Oh, we'll watch it anyway here as the double O was almost 3 wide there with some traffic as they came across the line for that white flag, beating and banging his way on through. This is the kind of stuff we like to see, so we'll go ahead and watch a little replay of this one. And side by side with that 72 of Carson Conway coming back across the line. Checker flag was waving. There he goes up into the wall in turns 1 and 2, holding it up on in there, not letting that throttle on go, while definitely scrubbing a little bit of speed here. And then he starts to pick up speed, pick up some spots, even though they don't matter. And he dodges the 728. So, yeah, if this one came down to it, we possibly could have seen something like that for the end of this race.
That was hilarious.
He didn't execute it quite like Chastain, but I give him a B minus for effort.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, that was a race, boys. That was a race.
Glad it's over with. I'll tell you
I'm
that.
glad it's a Friday night and I can.
It was a Friday night, and you know what? I had a good time. Did you guys have a good time?
It was fun. We had fun. I had fun. Shit, yeah.
I mean, we even had some good green flag runs in there. I don't think we saw one longer than about 25 laps, but we had some green flags in there.
We had a couple. I mean, good. There was a couple good ones, yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we head on down here to our podium chat, as the third place finisher, 76 of Jeff Ottinger joining us in here now. Jeff, you got a copy there, buddy?
He is currently muted. I think he may have stepped away.
Well, his car's still driving around, so I think he's got to park the car to unmute himself here.
I got you. I'm here, boys.
There he is, bringing that big-ass fans machine home in third place, Jeff. Congratulations. One of the, I don't think anybody was able to race here and keep their car clean whatsoever, but one of the cleanest ones left running out there. Man, oh man, Southern National. We knew it was going to be beating and banging and bumper grinding action, and that's what we had.
Yeah, sure thing. I didn't think I was going to have much fun here, but this was actually kind of a blast, and I think it's pretty respectful from the drivers. I didn't see a lot of, taking, a lot of giving. I think drivers are just more or less beating themselves on the track. That's where all these incidents came from, but managed to work our way up, so it was a good run for us, I thought.
I think you hit the nail on the head. There wasn't a lot of ugliness and stuff out there. There was, guys taking responsibility for wrecks. There was a couple of differing opinions, but I mean, it didn't get nasty like we've seen it get sometimes before. But man, way to wheel on that Dodge Charger out there tonight and work your way up through the field. Only finished 4 cars on the lead lap there. What was your biggest challenge out there today on this short track?
Yeah, I think just more or less staying out of the trouble. There was a lot of things going on, so staying clean, kind of stay clean. I mean, we had a couple little incidents there, but the car stayed sound, so we didn't ever have to go in and only pitted one time. I think that was key. So yeah.
All right, this is a very important question since next week we're not going to be racing. We're going to be giving thanks at Thanksgiving. Ham or turkey, And do you prefer cranberry sauce or none? Go.
Yeah, you got to go turkey. I mean, it's Thanksgiving. Come on now. And I don't do red. Sorry, no cranberry for me.
I'm with you, man. Fried or baked turkey?
Oh man, I'd have to go fried if I had my choice.
Oh, my man, yeah.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. Well, congrats, podium finish. Do you have anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to shout out to the Deloters Conservation Association. They're up hunting up in Presque Isle County, Michigan right now. I'm not up there with them, but shout out to those guys, and always, guys, beautiful broadcast. Thanks for all you do.
Awesome, Jeff. Well, great running out there, finishing here in the third spot here. We look forward to seeing you guys back in action. Do you race Sunday nights? I know the fields get all mixed up
I'm not
here.
in the Sunday night. Nope.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, then I think we'll see you Wednesday.
That's right.
Over at the Vigilante. So until then, man, have fun, grid finish, and good luck here in your next race.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Those wildlife conservation hunts, that's a real worthy cause. If you don't know anything about it, Google it.
Yeah, but how cold is it up there right now? Ooh,
Man,
It's pretty cold. I ain't gonna lie. I think they're getting one of those super Arctic blasts where wind chill brings it down to like -20 or something. Ooh, it's getting cold. But talking about getting cold here, it's Mr. Ricky Wittenberg in that 52 machine running veins of ice. Keeping that thing steady here for a second place finish. Ricky, I know you and I talked a little bit here as you were going around in practice, and we were discussing this track is so difficult because you got to brake it just right, otherwise you're dirt tracking into the corn. You got to accelerate just right, otherwise you're dirt tracking it out of the turn. And for the most part, you had a couple slip ups here and there and got involved in a couple things, but for the most part, it looked like everyone did a pretty good job. I know we had a few cautions, but for the most part, it was just self spinners and everyone just kind of moved along with their day.
Yeah, I mean, I think this track's initials are SNMP, but with a race like that, it should be more like BDSM because that race was pretty brutal.
It was torturous.
It was, but I mean, and it's no fault of the drivers. I mean, it is. We were talking in practice, and I said it's like dirt tracking. It's almost like the track had grease on it, and there's a fine line of driving in too hard, then you're sliding, or coming out of the turn a little too hard and you're sliding. It's kind of danged if you do and danged if you don't. And I mean, I had a self spin that brought out a caution, and I had a couple of mishaps, but then I got real lucky. I think it was like 175. I had been a lap down for a long time, and there was a big wreck, and I was the 5th or 6th car a lap down, and I passed. I counted. I looked in the replay, 10 cars in that wreck, and I got lucky. Every once in a while, some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. At least today, it seems like I might have been the windshield.
Yes, what do they say? A broken clock is at least right twice a day. But the WKRP Turkey Drop Chevrolet, working that wheel out there tonight. Next week, y'all got Richmond, I think it is, here in the ARCA series. Looking forward to that one. Do you like the short tracks like that?
Yeah, I like pretty much all the tracks. I don't love super speedways. But I do like short tracks. It's just you never know, though. I mean, there's a lot of good guys in the league here, and some of them had bad luck or bad things happen. I felt like I had pace for maybe a top 5, but I don't know if I had top 3 pace. I kind of just maneuvered through all the battlefields and the landmines and got into the top 3. So happy with that. I don't think I had anything for Tim. He's just lights out good, and I'm just proud to be his teammate in this league because the guy, he makes everybody better just following him.
Yeah, that's for sure. We always see him up front, but I'm going to get to the real hard-hitting question, I think I know the answer on the first one. Turkey or ham, because Thanksgiving's next week, and the cranberry sauce, yes or no? And then go ahead and give me your signature dish, what you like, dressing or macaroni and cheese, whatever. What's the side dish you like the most for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I got to go with turkey on Thanksgiving. It's just not right. Doesn't seem like if you don't have the turkey, and maybe signature side dish. I like broccoli. I like a broccoli casserole, a good broccoli casserole.
Oh,
Ooh, out of left field. I wasn't expecting that.
My mom
Yeah,
makes a good one.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's if you put the cheese in it and you get everything just right, it can be good. I'm not a big green vegetable guy. I don't eat a lot of them, but if you put enough cheese on anything, it'll taste good.
That's the fact. Well, congrats. Second place, a hell of a job wheeling it around tonight. You got anybody you want to shout out or thank?
Yeah, man, the league for putting on the races, you guys for doing a bang up job every week. I know you got a lot of leagues that you cover, and you cover a lot of ground every week. And I watch a lot of your races. You do a good job no matter who you're broadcasting for. So we really appreciate you guys.
Thank you, brother.
Josh, Track Dogs Racing, Josh Bittner, my dear friend. We do a little bit of everything together, racing, just talk about life. We play a little bit of Rocket League. Josh is a good dude, and definitely check out his merchandise store. Tim Pope on the team, Mike Adamson, missing Simon. I think he's been working a little bit more lately, Simon Shregis. But really appreciate all the effort from everybody, and just glad to be able to do it.
Awesome, Ricky. Well, man, we appreciate those kind words, and man, you guys always make it a fun one to watch out here as you bring that 52 machine home in second place. Congratulations, buddy. In case we don't see you coming up here on Thursday, happy Thanksgiving, brother, and have a good one. Go celebrate the second place finish with your team.
Oh yeah, definitely do it. Hey, and if you've never watched the WKRP Turkey Day episode, go look it up on YouTube. It's worth it.
It is classic.
All right, thanks guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
It was controversial, to say the least.
Well, as we close things off here from Southern Nashville, we got one more interview, and it's a man who has a special cot set up in the booth just for this case. Mr. Timothy Pope out here winning at Southern National. Tim, is short track racing kind of your favorite thing? Because it looked like it was a little brutal, but from what we've been hearing, it was pretty fun out there here tonight. Not too much anger or anything going on down there. Just a lot of self spins, a lot of just self mistakes. So people had a fun time out there. But you were the best of the rest, up 16 spots to pick up tonight's race win.
Yeah, no, I do not like short track racing at all. I somehow managed to sneak back into this one, I guess you can say. Sneak up there and get it, steal it away, I guess.
I think I was in line behind you at the hot dog stand when everybody else was qualifying. I saw you didn't put in a qualifying lap, I don't believe, but still able to work your way up through the field. Great finish out there tonight. And maybe don't look at the schedule because you got another short track next week, buddy, on Friday night, and it's Richmond.
Yeah, I don't like Richmond a whole lot, but I like it a little better than this one, I guess.
Well, seems like we talk to you at least once a week. I mean, that's kind of proper for how many races you race, and you're always up in the front. So, congrats. I'm gonna just cut to the chase real quick. I won't even go the turkey ham question because I think you'll say turkey. What is the best signature side dish for Thanksgiving, which we're gonna have next week?
I guess macaroni and cheese, maybe.
Oh, wow, that's a new one.
I like that one. We bake it in the oven too. So awesome job. Congratulations. You have anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, you guys for broadcasting. Numb Thumbs for putting these races on. Everybody on this Track Dogs KOK Limitless team here.
Awesome, man, Tim. Congratulations on the race win here tonight. We look forward to seeing you guys back in action whenever that may be. If we don't see you on coming up here, happy Thanksgiving, my friend, and good luck here in your future races, and go enjoy this race win with the rest of your team here.
Thank you. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving too. I'll talk to you.
And
Ooh.
that closes out that here for tonight. And boys, again, just saying it, was it caution free? No. Did it have a ton of cautions? Yes. Was it still fun? Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're not mutually exclusive. I mean, talking about races that don't have any cautions or have a bunch of cautions, it's not the same every time. I think we've seen that here, but To answer your question there, Turner, if I could be so bold, cornbread dressing, man. Good cornbread dressing is my favorite thing about Thanksgiving. I'll eat it before I'll eat a piece of fried turkey. I just dig into it. You know, you can bury me in that stuff with a little bit of brown gravy on it. Cornbread dressing's where it's at.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with deviled eggs, but I learned something new, I think, tonight. Yeah. Mashed coleslaw deviled eggs. Wow, that sounds amazing. I don't even know where to start with that. I do. I love me some deviled eggs and any dressing too. But I'm looking forward to all of it. Brian, what's your specialty? Your go-to?
Oh, my go-to's that green bean casserole, man. Nothing like.
Oh, that's so good.
No, and you know what? Double up on those French's fried onions on that top, man.
Yes, put 2 containers on top. 2.
No such thing as too much regarding that. As we wind things down here from this quarter mile, or this 4/10 of a mile track, I should say. Man, it felt like it was a quarter mile, that's for sure. As we are kind of winding things down here for the week, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished here tonight with Timothy Pope, hard charger of the day, up 16 spots, not even qualifying, and picks up the race win here at the end. The 52, Ricky Wittenberg, able to walk home with seconds with the big ass fans machine. 76 of Jeff Ottinger finishing and rounding out that podium in third. The 60 of Brian Neff tried, and he looked pretty quick here tonight as well. He was able to finish here in fourth. The 62 of Rich Blake had a heck of a time battling out there, able to walk home with a top 5 fifth place finish. 15 of Vince Short looked like he was going to be pretty quick, but ran into some issues here kind of towards the end, finishing in sixth. 751 Mike Adamson had a pretty solid night, up 11. He was involved in a couple things as well to finish in seventh. 84 Josh Bittner, Track Dogs Racing, finishing in eighth. 72 Carson Conway having a great race there as well, finishing in ninth, with the 79 of Dave Hoytsma up 12 spots here, rounding out tonight's top 10.
I've got Hoytsma way.
Oh, did he
way back.
DQ after the
Yeah,
line?
I think they may have got him there. I've got Cole Larson 10th, but regardless, we'll sort that out for you guys. 6 of Steve Singer started out strong, man. Led a few laps after starting on the outside. Had a, looked like he was going to have a great race. Involved in a few wrecks out there tonight. He'll finish in 11th. 12th place, the 73 of Josh Kelleher. The 34 of David Harden will finish in 13th place. 14th place will go to Rich Blake in the 62. I've got Dave Hoytsman, the 79, scored 4 laps down in 15th. Joe Bennett, 00 Joe, finishes in 16th place. 17th of James Bowden. Slim out there in the 53. Went half the race with half a race car, but got it fixed up there late. The 70 Jack Daniels machine, Robert Amaral, he had a rough night out there. He'll finish in 18th place. 19th will be Albert Anderson in the 747, America's driver, down 31 laps, as that thing got beat up something terrible tonight. The one of Derek Welch, kind of the same, different car, same story. He'll round out your top 20. And look here, we got Toby Collins, Tom Barish, Zeth Hawley, and Thomas Welch all rounding out your field. Well, Zeth Hawley was race control. Thomas Welch didn't grid. So, looks like Toby Collins and Tom Barish both down 140 some odd laps. Got out right there at the beginning.
Pretty much, as that is your field here for tonight. As we thank you all, as always, tuning in and watching these broadcasts. We thank you guys so much, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it. I know, Valley, you were awesome here today, our friend, jumping on in there in the chat, keeping that thing going. But each and every single one of y'all, we appreciate, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, as you'll never know the next time that we go live. And we are live often here, usually 5 nights a week, of course, holiday season, so that's going to start to get a little spread out here just a little bit, but that's a-okay. And if you do like these videos, be sure to hit that thumbs up button to let the algorithm know that, hey, people are liking this. We need to send this to more and more people on down there and continue the charge on forward. And so we appreciate having a great community. Speaking of a great community, there's a great community of sponsors that make these races possible, like JP Designs and 3D Prints. Go ahead and check them out for iRacing paint schemes, button boxes, and other 3D printing. Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area, your premier custom builders for remodels or extensions or anything like that. Be sure to contact them, especially in that upper northern New Jersey area. Also, big thank you to Admin Box, the button box solution for race control admins here. Be sure to reach out to them to get a good quality button box. Same thing with simgearcentral.com. Be sure to order your next button box that has the flip styles, knobs, turny things, little flashy bits, anything you could possibly think of over there on a reach of the button for any of your sim needs. Flight sim, truck sim, farm sim, race sim. You have, I think there's construction sim now, there's goat simulator now. You never know what you could possibly use a button box for, so be sure to reach on out there and mention that Num Thumbs Racing and AAA Broadcasting sent you on over there for a 10% discount off your next order. Also, a big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com, your merchandising supplier over here at the Num Thumbs Racing League. Be sure to order your holiday swag to support this league over there. Don't worry, AAA Broadcasting will have some stuff up on there pretty soon as well. We're in talks there to try to get some stuff on up there. So thank you, Josh Bittner and TrackDogsRacing.com. And also big thank you to Track Bar Media. Be sure to go check them out as they do some great photography and video edits of real life racing and sim racing. Stuff you do not want to miss out on over there at trackbarmedia.com. And also big thank you to Country Through the Ages. You definitely got some airtime here tonight with our action replay camera. Be sure to find out about the history of country music as it goes through the ages of yesterday to today. And be sure to get yourself learning on something here. And most of us, I think, do enjoy country music, at least a little bit. And man, just knowing the history of stuff just makes it all that much better. So be sure to head on over to countrythroughtheages.com to find out more. So that does it for us here tonight. We'll see you guys back in action on Sunday night with iRacing Super Speedway action coming from the Xfinity cars. Woo, boy, those are gonna be a fun one to watch. So you do not want to miss any of that action coming up on Sunday. Plus, we have that special event happening on Monday where we'll be golfing with some broadcast, and it's just gonna be a wild ride. I suggest you probably send the kids to bed a little bit early for that one. It may not be the most PG-13, but hey, you know what? We're gonna sit back and have some fun while we do that. So be sure to be on the lookout for that one as well. So until Sunday night, I am Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. If we don't see you guys back here coming up in the next couple things, have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We look forward to seeing you when you guys all get back from vacations and whatnot, and we'll have a good one.
Gobble, gobble, we gone.
Yeah.